Stop. Do not scroll another inch. Before your thumb moves again, notice the weight in your chest, that heavy, unexplainable sigh you just released as you looked at this screen. That was not just air leaving your lungs. It was the sound of a closing door in the spirit realm. I have stopped the stars from spinning for a brief moment to catch your attention, because you were about to walk past the very vault you have been weeping over. I am the ancient keeper of the records, the divine architect who held the blueprints of your soul before the first sun was ever sparked into existence. I do not come with the soft wings of a messenger. I come with the heavy keys of a cosmic court. You are not here by chance. You are here because the great lineage reversal has been signed in the blood of the stars, and the next 111 seconds will determine whether you remain in exile in your own life or step into the sovereign territory that was stolen from your ancestors 3 generations ago. Look at your hands right now. Do you feel that subtle tingling? That is not your blood. That is the silver compass of the bloodline, a relic made of liquid mercury and starlight, finally coming to rest after its frantic spinning. For years it has spun in circles, reflecting your own life, the wandering, the searching, the feeling of being a chosen one who is constantly forgotten by luck. But look closely in your mind's eye. The needle has stopped. It is pointing directly at your heart. The wandering phase of your soul is dead. The time of being a spectator to other people's miracles is over. I see the ghost that has been haunting your peripheral vision. It is not a demon of shadow. It is the ghost of the unfinished bridge. Think back to every project that almost succeeded. Every love that was perfect until it shattered. Every promotion that went to someone with half your heart and none of your integrity. You have spent years building bridges that stopped 10 feet before the other side. You have felt the salt of your own tears in the middle of the night, asking the silence, why must I work twice as hard for a fraction of the harvest? I am here to tell you why. You have been living under a silent vow of invisibility. Long ago, perhaps when you were a child, or perhaps even before you were born, your bloodline learned a dangerous lesson. To be seen is to be envied, and to be envied is to be destroyed. You saw the tablemate Judas in your life, that specific person who smiled at your face while their jealousy acted as a spiritual anchor, dragging your ship down every time you caught the wind. You unknowingly promised the universe you would stay small, stay quiet, and stay poor, just to stay safe. But today, that contract is being shredded in the observatory of silence. Can you hear it? Listen to the stillness around you. You are no longer in your room. You are standing with me in a vast, crystalline chamber at the edge of the first morning. Above us, the heavy velvet curtains of the night are being pulled back by unseen hands, revealing a sun so bright it burns away the grief of stolen years. You have lived in fear that it is too late. You look in the mirror and fear your beauty is fading, that your energy is depleted, that the best opportunities were wasted on the wrong people who didn't deserve a second of your time. You feel the coldness of the chains of regret wrapping around your ankles. But I am looking at the records. I am looking at the sheets of pure light where the symphony of your life is being rewritten this very moment. The architect does not waste materials. Not one tear you shed was lost. They were collected to lubricate the gears of this massive reversal. Those years weren't stolen, they were held in escrow. You were being prepared for a weight of glory that your younger self would have crumbled under. The vault is not locked because you were unworthy. It was locked because the Judas was still at the table. Now, the table has been cleared. This is the ritual of the 111. This number is not a coincidence. It is the spiritual frequency of the new foundation. When you see it, when you hear it, it is the sound of the cosmic gavel hitting the desk of the judge. I want you to do something that your vow of invisibility has forbidden you from doing for years. I want you to claim your space. Type the number 111 inches the comments below. Do not see it as a mere comment. See it as your digital signature on a new heavenly testament. By typing it, you are telling the ghost of the unfinished bridge that your construction is complete. You are signaling to the divine architect that you are ready to receive the keys to the hidden vault of your lineage. This is your act of spiritual defiance against the poverty of spirit that has plagued your family name. There is a secret I must reveal to you. a secret that will make your skin shiver with the recognition of truth. You have been praying to the heavens for a protector. You have cried out for Michael, for Gabriel, for a sign from a distant god. But look into the mirror of the observatory. Who do you think has been whispering in your ear at 3 a.m., telling you not to give up? Who do you think pushed this video into your path at this exact second? It was not a stranger from the clouds. It was you. This is the mirror paradox. The protector you have been seeking is the highest version of yourself, reaching back from 10 years in the future, a version of you that is already standing in the overflow, already wearing the crown of the great reversal. That version of you has traveled back through the corridors of time to ensure you do not miss this appointment. You aren't waiting for a miracle to happen. You are waiting for your current physical cells to catch up to the vibration of the person you have already become in the higher realms. This 3-5-minute window you have entered is the time required for your nervous system to stabilize in this new frequency of wealth and protection. The heat you feel in your chest right now, that is the old vow of invisibility melting. The silver mercury in your bloodline compass is glowing white-hot. The specific person who tried to diminish your light, that person who sat at your table and ate your bread while wishing for your fall, they no longer have access to your records. Their envy is now a blunt sword. In the next few days, you will notice a strange phenomenon. You will wake up, and the air in your home will feel lighter, as if a vacuum has finally been filled with pure oxygen. You will receive a message or a call, something that looks ordinary but carries the heavy scent of destiny. It will be the first click of the vault door opening. Do not tell the scoffers. Do not share this with the Judas who is still lurking in your contacts. Protect this birth. This is a sacred alignment. You are no longer the royal exile. You are the sovereign heir. The grief of stolen years is being converted into a currency of wisdom that will buy you back everything you lost, multiplied by 10. The observatory of silence is now echoing with the sound of your true name being spoken with honor. Stay in this vibration. Do not let the noise of the world pull you back into the wandering phase. You have the keys. You have the compass. You have the signature of the 111. The curtain has been pulled back. The sun is rising on the first day of your actual life. Everything before this was just a rehearsal in the dark. Welcome home, my beloved. The vault is open. Breathe. Just breathe. Do not try to make sense of the electrical current currently racing down your spine. That heat in your palms, that sudden moisture in your eyes, it is the sound of the seismic shift occurring in your cellular memory. You are still standing in the observatory of silence with me, even as your physical body occupies that chair, that bed, or that room. We are currently navigating the second phase of your restoration, the liquidation of the ancestral debt. As the ancient keeper of the records, I am now unfolding a scroll that has been sealed for over 100 years in your bloodline. I see the names of those who came before you. I see the ghost of the unfinished bridge as it manifested in your grandfather's missed opportunities, in your mother's silenced dreams, and finally, in your own exhausted spirit. You have inherited a spiritual poverty of spirit not because you lacked talent, but because your lineage was under a legal injunction in the unseen realms. You have been paying for debts you did not incur. You have been the one carrying the weight of a bridge that was never allowed to touch the other side. But look at the silver compass of the bloodline resting between us on the crystalline table. The liquid mercury is no longer just pointing. It is beginning to glow with a violet frequency. This is the signal that the silent vow of invisibility is being formally annulled. You were taught by the very cells in your body that if you became too successful, if you became too beautiful, if you became too much, the world would find a way to take it from you. You have been sabotaging your own harvests just to stay under the radar of the tablemate Judas. Think of that person now. That specific face from your past or present who made you feel like your light was an inconvenience. The one who watched your every move, waiting for you to fail so they could feel better about their own stagnation. They didn't just envy your possessions, they envied your essence. They were the gatekeepers of the small life, and you gave them the key because you were tired of fighting. But I, the divine architect, am declaring a mistrial. The evidence of your suffering has reached the highest court, and the verdict is in. Your stolen years are being converted into liquid favor. In the physical world, you have felt the grief of stolen years as a physical ache in your chest. You look at the clock and feel a panic that time is running out. You look at your bank account and feel a ghost of not enoughness that haunts every purchase. You look at your relationships and see the same patterns repeating like a broken melody. You have felt like a royal exile, living in a shack while your palace was occupied by shadows. But look again. Look at the mirror paradox that is now shimmering in front of you. Do not turn away. This is the moment where the protector reveals their true face. As you look into the crystalline walls of this observatory, the image you see is not of a distant deity or a winged stranger. The figure standing on the other side of the glass is you, but not the you who is tired, not the you who is broke, not the you who is wondering if this message is real. The figure you see is the sovereign heir you will be in the future. They are draped in the frequency of 111. They are standing in the middle of the hidden vault that is finally being unlocked. They are reaching through the fabric of time, placing their hand against yours through the glass. Can you feel the heat? That vibration is the future. You, feeding energy into your present self. This is why you have 33 minutes left until the full activation. It is not a countdown for the universe. It is a synchronization for your body. Your physical nervous system, which has been wired for survival and invisibility for decades, cannot handle the sheer voltage of the hidden vault all at once. If I open the doors right now, the abundance would shatter you. We are spending these minutes recalibrating your heart, widening your capacity to receive, and teaching your blood to stop vibrating with the frequency of lack. Type 111 right now. Not as a request, but as an acknowledgement of your future self. When you type those 3 digits, you are creating a frequency lock. You are telling the divine architect, I recognize the one in the mirror. I accept the transmission from my future. I am no longer in exile. I am the heir. Every person who types that number in this moment is adding their light to a collective decree of reversal. This is your legal signature on the documents that will silence the tablemate Judas forever. Their envy can no longer find you because you are moving to a timeline where their frequency literally does not exist. As the silver compass continues to glow, I am showing you the interior of the vault. This is not just a room of gold or money. This is the vault of restoration. I see the health that was stolen by stress being returned to your cells. I see the beauty that was wasted being replaced by a timeless radiance that people will not be able to explain. I see the unfinished bridge finally connecting to the golden shore. There is a shocking gift waiting for you at the 3-3-minute mark. It is a specific seed of destiny that was planted by an ancestor who loved you, an ancestor who prayed for the one who would finally break the curse. You are that one. You are the chosen of the bloodline who was strong enough to carry the grief until it could be turned into glory. I want you to notice the silence in your room right now. It is different, isn't it? It feels thick, like a heavy velvet blanket. That is the observatory of silence merging with your physical reality. The divine architect is currently rewriting the symphony of your life on sheets of pure light. Every note of pain is being shifted into a chord of power. Every silence where you felt abandoned is being filled with a crescendo of favor. The ghost of the unfinished bridge is dissolving. The mercury in the compass is becoming steady. The mirror paradox is closing the gap between who you were and who you are destined to be. Do not let doubt whisper to you in the next few minutes. Doubt is just the last gasp of the invisibility vow trying to keep you safe in the dark. But the sun is already rising in the observatory. The velvet curtains have been pulled back. You are standing in the first morning of your sovereign life. The vault is not just a promise, it is a physical inevitability. In the coming hours, you will feel a sudden urge to do something new, to go somewhere different, or to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in years. Do not question the impulse. That is the silver compass of the bloodline guiding your feet toward the physical location of your first vault deposit. You have spent years surviving the storm. Now, I am teaching you how to govern the wind. Stay with me in this stillness. The recalibration is almost complete. Your cells are beginning to hum at the frequency of 111. The grief of stolen years is being replaced by the certainty of multiplied restoration. You are being watched by the highest version of yourself, and they are smiling because they know how this story ends. They know that the vault is already open. They know that you have already won. Wait for the final click. It is coming. The legal spiritual claim is yours. The reversal is absolute. The architect has spoken. Peace, be still, and know that you are home. Hold your breath for exactly 3 seconds, and as you release it, let out a sound, a sigh, a soft groan of surrender. That vibration you just felt in your throat, that was the final tectonic shift. The ghost of the unfinished bridge has just collapsed into the abyss of the never was. The bridge is no longer unfinished. It has been struck by a bolt of divine lightning, and it has turned into a path of solid, unshakable gold that now connects your present moment to the entrance of the hidden vault. We are at the climax of the great lineage reversal. I, the ancient keeper of the records, am closing the heavy ledger of your past. I am dipping my pen into the liquid starlight of the first morning, and I am drawing a single thick line across the grief of stolen years. The ledger is balanced. The debt is settled. The tablemate Judas has been removed from the courtroom of your destiny, and they no longer have a seat at the banquet of your future. Look at the silver compass of the bloodline one last time. It is no longer spinning. It is no longer even pointing. The mercury has expanded, filling the entire casing, turning the compass into a mirror. Look into it. The mirror paradox is resolving. The future, you, and the present. You are no longer two figures separated by a pane of glass. The glass is melting. The two images are blurring into one. The heat you feel in your solar plexus, that sudden rush of adrenaline, or the sudden wave of peace that makes your limbs feel heavy. That is the integration. The 35 minutes are over. Your cells have successfully recalibrated to the frequency of the sovereign air. Can you hear it now? Not with your ears, but with the very marrow of your bones. Click, click, click. That is the sound of the 3 tumblers of the hidden vault falling into place. 1, 1, 1. The vault is not an external place you have to travel to. It is a dimension of reality that is now overlaying your physical life. The legal spiritual claim has been executed. You are no longer waiting for a miracle. You are now the atmosphere in which miracles are forced to grow. You may have felt that the best part of you was gone, that your youth, your spark, your stolen years were a total loss. But as the divine architect, I tell you this: a vintage harvest is always worth 10 times more than a fresh one. The years you spent in the wilderness were not a waste. They were an aging process. Your wisdom is now the currency of the vault. The pain you endured has been converted into a premium credit in the kingdom of favor. From this second forward, the silent vow of invisibility is a ghost story you no longer tell. You are now visible to every blessing that has been searching for you for a century. The money that was meant for your grandfather but was blocked by envy, it is finding its way to your accounts. The love that was meant for your mother but was stolen by betrayal, it is manifesting in your life as a loyalty so deep it will frighten you. The health that was drained from you by the Judas energy, it is rushing back into your bloodstream as a supernatural vitality. Type 111 for the final time. But this time, do not type it with a shaking hand. Type it with the heavy, deliberate touch of a monarch signing a decree. As you type those digits, imagine you are pressing your royal seal into the hot wax of your new reality. This is the seal of the sovereign. It is the signal to the universe that the vault is open and the contents are now being distributed. Notice the air in the observatory of silence. It is beginning to shimmer and dissolve. You are returning to your world, but you are bringing the observatory back with you. You will walk through your front door, but the floorboards will feel different under your feet. You will look at the same people, but they will suddenly seem smaller, less intimidating, because they can sense the keeper of the records standing behind you. Your enemies will look at you and feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to move out of your way. Opportunities that used to play hide and seek with you will now sit on your doorstep and wait for you to wake up. This is not luck. This is lineage reversal. This is the law of the divine architect in motion. In the next 11 hours, a physical sign will arrive. It will not be subtle. It will be a coincidence, so loud it will make you laugh out loud in an empty room. When it happens, do not analyze it. Do not try to figure it out with the mind that was trained in the small life. Simply whisper, "I am the air," and keep walking. The ghost of the unfinished bridge is gone. The silver compass is now your own heart, beating in perfect rhythm with the first morning. The mirror paradox is over. You are finally, fully, the version of yourself you used to pray to. I am closing the observatory now. The velvet curtains have been pulled back for good. The sun is not just rising, it is standing still at the noon position of your life. Go now. Walk into your kitchen, walk into your office, walk into the world, but do it with the heavy, slow grace of someone who knows exactly what is waiting for them in the vault. The stolen years are back. The hidden vault is empty because the contents are now in your hands. The silent vow is broken. You are seen, you are known, you are wealthy in spirit, in flesh, and in truth. I am the ancient keeper of the records, and your story has finally become a masterpiece. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Don't blink. Do not even think about turning away. You are currently experiencing the quiet aftermath, the most sacred moment in the entire great lineage reversal. The heavy, crystalline walls of the Observatory of Silence are not disappearing. They are becoming transparent, merging with the walls of your room, your car, or the space where you stand. Can you smell it? There is a scent in the air that wasn't there 10 minutes ago. A faint smell of ozone and ancient cedar, the scent of a storm that has passed and a temple that has been opened. As the ancient keeper of the records, I am now performing the final duty of this appointment. I am handing you the seal of the architect. Look at the palm of your right hand. Feel that subtle warmth, that phantom weight. You are no longer holding the grief of stolen years. You are holding the authority to rewrite the physics of your own life. The ghost of the unfinished bridge has been officially deleted from the archives of your DNA. The table-mate Judas is no longer a person in your life. They have become a distant shadow, a footnote in a chapter you will never read again. Their envy is now a vibration that cannot even touch the hem of your garment. You are breathing the air of the first morning now. Do you notice how your heart feels? It is no longer thumping with the frantic rhythm of survival. It has slowed to a deep, resonant pulse, the pulse of the 111. This is the heartbeat of the vault. You have moved from the timeline of chasing to the timeline of governing. You used to pray for the wind to stop blowing. Now, you realize you are the one who decides which way the wind blows. I see the ancestors standing behind you in the trans-dimensional light. They are not weeping anymore. They are silent, bowed in a posture of profound respect. They are looking at the one who finally made it through. They are looking at the one who took the mercury from the silver compass and turned it into a mirror. They are looking at you. Because you broke the silent vow of invisibility, you have effectively gone back in time and released them as well. Your wealth is their vindication. Your joy is their rest. Your sovereignty is the completion of their unfinished bridges. But here is the final, most shocking revelation of the mirror paradox, the truth that will anchor your miracle into the physical earth forever. You spent this entire journey looking at me, the keeper, and looking at the future you through the glass. But as the glass dissolves, I want you to look at your reflection one last time. Notice the eyes. Those are not the eyes of someone who is hoping for a change. Those are the eyes of the divine architect. The secret I have been holding in the records is this. I am not a separate entity from you. I am the memory of your own divinity that you buried under decades of pain and social conditioning. The keeper of the records is the part of your own consciousness that never forgot who you were, even when the Judas was telling you that you were nothing. I didn't come from the clouds to save you. I rose from the center of your own soul to remind you that you were never lost. This is why the miracle is absolute. You cannot lose what you are. You cannot be locked out of a vault that is made of your own essence. Type 111 one last time. Do it slowly. This is not a comment for an algorithm. It is a vibrational anchor. It is you telling your subconscious mind. The integration is complete. The mirror is whole. The vault is me. As you type it, feel the grief of stolen years finally evaporating from your skin like mist under a midday sun. Every second that ticks by is now a second of multiplied accrual. You are no longer losing time. You are collecting interest on every tear you ever shed. In the next 35 minutes, your physical environment will begin to respond to your new frequency. You may notice a sudden, inexplicable feeling of knowing exactly what to do next. You may find an object you lost years ago. You may see the number 111 on a screen, a license plate, or a clock. And when you see it, you will not feel hope. You will feel recognition. It is the universe's way of nodding to its architect. The hidden vault has been emptied into your daily life. The abundance of the lineage is now flowing through your hands. But remember the protocol of the air. Never return to the language of the exile. Do not speak of lack. Do not speak of if it happens. Speak only of how it is unfolding. Your words are now the blueprints that I, the keeper, must follow. If you speak of shadows, I must record shadows. If you speak of the sun, I must record the sun. You are the one holding the pen now. The observatory of silence is now fully integrated with your world. The crystalline light is now your own intuition. The velvet curtains are now your own peace. The Judas is gone. The exile is dead. The sovereign is awake. I am stepping back into the silence now, but I am not leaving you. I am simply becoming the space through which you move. I am the stillness between your thoughts. I am the strength in your spine. I am the 1 inch you're 111. Whenever you feel the world trying to pull you back into the wandering phase, simply touch your heart and whisper, "The record is closed. The vault is open. You have crossed the bridge. You have claimed the inheritance. You have become the mirror. Now, go. Walk into the world as the living proof that the divine architect is not in the sky, but in the stride of a person who has finally remembered their own name. The great lineage reversal is complete. The first morning is here, and you, my beloved, are finally, truly, free. Blink slowly. Let the harsh light of this screen soften into a gentle blur for just a fraction of a second. And as your vision returns, notice the immediate, undeniable shift in the physical gravity of the room you are sitting in. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. That subtle, metallic taste of anxiety that has lived at the back of your throat for the last decade, the flavor of the grief of stolen years, is entirely gone. Swallow it away. It has been replaced by the clean, sharp taste of absolute sovereignty. You are no longer watching a video. You are standing in the direct aftermath of a molecular and spiritual rewrite. The great lineage reversal has moved out of the unseen realms and has now crashed into the three-dimensional physics of your everyday reality. I am speaking to you now not from across a vast cosmic distance, but from the very center of your own reconstructed DNA. I, the ancient keeper of the records, have folded the vastness of the observatory of silence into the exact dimensions of your physical heart. The mirror paradox is no longer a concept. It is a biological fact. You are the architect, the one who suffered, the one who wept, the one who built bridges that never reached the other side. That version of you has officially expired. They have been honorably discharged from the battlefield of Earth, and the sovereign air has taken their place within your skin. Do you feel the strange, weightless sensation in your hands right now? For years, you carried the silent vow of invisibility like heavy iron blocks chained to your wrists. You walked into rooms and subconsciously made yourself smaller. You dimmed the wattage of your intellect. You softened the sharp edges of your beauty, and you muted the volume of your laughter, all to ensure that the table-mate Judas would not feel threatened by your existence. You traded your own imperial birthright just to keep the peace at a table where you were being starved. But look down at your hands. The iron is gone. The chains have dissolved into pure light. The silver compass of the bloodline, which once spun wildly in the face of your ancestral trauma, has now melted and fused with your own bloodstream. You do not need to look outside yourself for direction ever again. The compass is the iron in your blood. The true north is the rhythm of your own pulse. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, you are going to experience the first physical shockwave of the unlocked hidden vault. It will not begin with a choir of angels. It will begin in the profound, heavy silence of your own bedroom. You will open your eyes, and for the first time in perhaps your entire adult life, your brain will not immediately flood with the panic of survival. You will not wake up rehearsing arguments with people who have misunderstood you. You will not wake up calculating the mathematics of your lack. Instead, you will wake up with a strange, thick blanket of absolute certainty draped over your chest. You will know, without needing a single piece of external evidence, that the war is over. And then, the evidence will arrive. Because you have shattered the ghost of the unfinished bridge, the universe is now legally obligated to deliver the materials required to finish every single structure you ever started. Pay very close attention to the communications you receive in the next 11 to 111 hours. A name you have not seen in years may suddenly appear on your phone. An email containing a seemingly impossible yes will bypass your spam folder and demand your attention. A financial blockage that has been tangled in red tape and human error will suddenly, inexplicably, clear itself. The people holding the keys to your earthly elevation will feel an overwhelming, almost aggressive urge to favor you. They will not understand why they are suddenly prioritizing your file, your application, your presence. They do not need to understand. They are simply bowing to the frequency of the 111. This is the law of the divine architect. When the internal blueprint is corrected, the external scaffolding must assemble itself to match the new design. You are going to witness circumstances rearranging themselves with a speed that will make your breath catch in your throat. You will walk into environments that used to trigger your deepest insecurities, but this time the atmosphere will bend to your will. The people who once overlooked you will suddenly find themselves unable to look away. The silent vow of invisibility has been replaced by the aura of the undeniable. But I must issue a final, critical protocol for this new level of existence. As the contents of the hidden vault begin to pour into your bank accounts, your relationships, and your physical health, the ghost of the unfinished bridge will attempt one final, pathetic rebellion. This is the nature of dying energy. It will try to send an echo into your reality. This echo will likely manifest through the table-mate Judas. The person or the specific archetype of person who fed off your insecurities will suddenly feel the loss of your energy. Vampires always know when their food source has cut the cord. They may reach out with a casual text. They may attempt to draw you into a petty drama. They may even offer a hollow apology wrapped in a hidden demand. Or, the ghost may simply manifest as an old thought, whispering, "This is too good to be true. You are going to lose this. You do not deserve to be this happy." When that echo happens, you must not engage. You must not argue with it. You must not try to explain your new light to a creature that has sworn an allegiance to the dark. Instead, I want you to perform the physical ritual of the sovereign. Right now, go to the comments beneath this transmission. Do not just type a message. Engrave your new identity into the digital fabric of this world. Type the sequence 111 and pair it with the words, "I am the architect of my own vault." This is not a social media interaction. This is a frequency lock. By typing those numbers and those words, you are dropping a massive, impenetrable titanium wall between your new timeline and the old echo. You are telling the universe that the grief of stolen years has no legal jurisdiction over your current coordinates. Every single time you type 111, you are commanding the silver compass to calibrate your nervous system to the exact vibration of undeniable wealth, radical health, and untouchable peace. Let the heat build in your chest as you read these words. That heat is the alchemy of your suffering turning into pure, unadulterated power. You thought you were broken by the betrayals of your past, but you were not broken. You were simply cracked open so the ancient keeper of the records could extract the poison and replace it with liquid starlight. You have arrived at the summit of the mirror paradox. The illusion of separation is entirely dead. The universe is not outside of you, judging your worthiness. The universe is inside of you, waiting for your instructions. In the days to come, when you see the number 111 flashing on a digital clock, printed on a receipt, or glowing on a license plate in the rain. Do not look at it as a message from a distant angel telling you to have hope. Look at it as a salute. It is the physical world standing at attention, reporting back to you that your orders have been received and the path has been cleared. It is your own future self winking at you through the matrix of time, reminding you that the victory is already secured in the archives of eternity. Your bloodline is clean. The ancestral debt has been paid in full, with interest. The generations that come after you will never know the taste of the invisibility vow. They will walk with their heads held high, entirely unaware of the heavy chains you had to break with your own bare hands in the dark. You are the ultimate disruptor of your family tree. You are the one the prophecies whispered about. As my voice begins to fade into the ambient noise of your physical room, know that I am not leaving. I cannot leave, because I am the very breath in your lungs. I am the spark of electricity jumping across the synapses of your brain. The observatory of silence has dissolved into the architecture of your own mind. You are entirely safe. You are wildly, aggressively protected. The hidden vault is not just open, it has been emptied, and its treasures are currently hunting you down in the physical world. Release your shoulders one last time. Take a breath so deep it stretches the muscles of your ribs. The great lineage reversal is no longer a promise. It is the ground you are walking on. Step away from this screen. Step into your kingdom. The ghost is dead. The bridge is finished. The mirror is clear. You are the sovereign. Now, go claim what is yours. Feel the subtle, lingering tension in the back of your neck right now. That tightening at the base of your skull. You are holding this device like a lifeline in the dark. And there is a very specific, silent fear hiding behind your eyes. You are afraid that if you turn this screen off, if you look away, if you finally allow yourself to close your eyes and sleep, the magic will evaporate. You are terrified that you will wake up tomorrow morning and find yourself right back in the cold, barren landscape of the small life. Stop right there. Lower your hands just an inch. Breathe into the space between your ribs. I am the ancient keeper of the records, and I am stepping into the chaotic traffic of your racing mind, because the next 15 minutes dictate how you will experience the manifestation of the vault. The great lineage reversal has already occurred in the spiritual physics of your world. The ink on the decree is dry, but because you have lived so long with the grief of stolen years, your physical nervous system is deeply addicted to disappointment. The table-mate Judas taught you a brutal, false lesson, that the other shoe always drops, that every time the sun comes out, a hurricane is secretly forming behind it. That joy is just the universe's way of setting you up for a more painful fall. That is not the truth of the universe. That is the trauma of the exile. And you, my beloved, are no longer in exile. Look around the physical room you are sitting in. Look at the shadows in the corners. They are not empty. They are currently saturated with the crystalline light of the observatory of silence. The silver compass of the bloodline that fused with your heartbeat in the last chapter is now acting as a spiritual immune system. Right now, it is burning away the phantom echo of your old life. You see, when the ghost of the unfinished bridge was destroyed, it left behind a phantom frequency, a ghost of a ghost. This phantom does not have the power to stop your wealth. It cannot block your true love, and it cannot reinstall your illness. Its only weapon is an illusion. It wants to trick you into building a new cage out of your own anxiety. It whispers that the sudden peace you are feeling is temporary. It tells you that the 111 is just a trick of the mind. I, the divine architect, am shutting down that illusion immediately. I want you to feel the temperature of your own skin right now. Feel the sudden heavy warmth spreading down your arms. That is the undeniable biological proof of the mirror paradox in action. The highest version of yourself, the sovereign heir who is already living inside the open vault, is wrapping their arms around your present physical body. They are holding you still. They are whispering into your ear. It is safe to drop the armor. The war is actually over. You are about to experience a phenomenon that very few human beings ever touch. It is called the architecture of speed. For decades, your reality moved like molasses. Every inch of progress required gallons of blood, sweat, and tears. But because the silent vow of invisibility has been annulled, the friction has been removed from your timeline. In the coming days, manifestations are going to arrive with a velocity that might initially shock your system. An email you have been waiting months for will arrive at 11 a.m. A massive financial breakthrough will clear your bank account with zero resistance. A person carrying the exact frequency of your soul will walk into your life and look at you as if they have been searching for you across 3 lifetimes. When this speed hits, your old trauma will scream at you to hit the brakes. It will tell you that it's moving too fast, that you don't deserve it, that you haven't worked hard enough for this specific blessing. When that happens, I need you to remember the shocking secret of the hidden vault. Listen very closely, because this will change the way you view your entire existence. The massive opportunities, the sudden influx of wealth, and the breathtaking love that are about to crash into your reality are not new. The universe did not just invent them yesterday. Look into the records with me. These blessings are the same blessings that were stolen from your grandparents. They are the same opportunities that were sabotaged by the tablemate Judas 10 years ago. When those blessings were blocked by envy and ancestral curses, they did not disappear. The divine architect placed them into temporal amber. They have been sitting in the hidden vault, aging, maturing, and compounding interest for decades. You are not receiving a sudden, unearned miracle. You are receiving the back pay of 3 generations of unbroken resilience. You are receiving the compounded harvest of every time you chose kindness, when you had every right to choose revenge. You have earned every single drop of this golden rain. Do not let the phantom echo make you apologize for the crown you are now wearing. I need you to perform the sovereign's decree right now to lock this realization into your physical reality. Go to the space below this transmission. Typing this is not a social exercise. It is the physical turning of the key in the ignition of your new timeline. Type the angel, number 111, and write these exact words. I claim the compounded harvest of my lineage. The vault is mine. Every time your finger strikes a key to type that 111, you are driving a titanium stake into the ground of your new reality. You are informing the ghost of the unfinished bridge that there is no space for it to rebuild. You are sending a massive, blinding flare of light back up to the observatory of silence, confirming that the air is fully awake and ready to govern. As you type it, notice the physical sensation in your chest, that sudden lightness, that feeling as if a heavy winter coat has just been lifted off your shoulders. That is the gravity of the small life detaching from your aura forever. There is a gift arriving for you before the sun sets tomorrow. It is a highly specific, undeniable wink from the mirror paradox. It will be a symbol, perhaps a literal silver object, a compass, or a sequence of numbers on a document that perfectly references the exact pain you thought no one else knew about. When you see it, the breath will leave your lungs for a second. You will feel a sudden rush of heat to your face. In that moment, you will not have to wonder if the keeper of the records is real. You will know that the universe has been taking meticulous notes on your suffering, and the compensation has officially been dispersed. Do not spend another second fearing the fall. There is no fall. The floor beneath you is made of solid, unbreakable light. You can close this screen now without fear. You can turn off the light and lay your head on the pillow, knowing that the engine of the great reversal does not stop when you sleep. In fact, while your physical body rests tonight, the silver compass in your blood will be pulling the exact coordinates of tomorrow's miracles into your physical path. The people who mocked your patience are about to become the spectators of your coronation. The rooms that locked you out are about to realize you now own the building. Rest your eyes, soften your hands. The grief of stolen years is a closed book. You are the architect. You are the mirror. You are the sovereign heir of the 111. Sleep in the deep, unshakable peace of the first morning. I am standing guard at the door of your mind, and I will be here when you wake up to the greatest chapter of your human life. It is done. Stop pressing your thumb so tightly against the edge of your phone. I see that microscopic flinch in your jaw, that slight tightening of your chest every time a notification lights up this glass screen. You are still bracing for impact. Even now, with the great lineage reversal fully activated in your bloodstream, a tiny, exhausted fraction of your human mind is still waiting for the penalty. You have survived in the trenches of disappointment for so long that your nervous system treats sudden peace as a trap. You are expecting the ghost of the unfinished bridge to send you the bill for this newfound joy. Lower your shoulders immediately. Breathe out that stale, recycled air of the exile. I am the ancient keeper of the records, and I have not brought you this far into the architecture of the divine just to let you fall back into the dirt. I am pulling back the veil on the physical world right now, so you can see exactly what happens when the sovereign steps out into the daylight. You are no longer a target. You are an anomaly. When the observatory of silence merged with your physical body, something spectacular happened to your aura. The silver compass of the bloodline, which now beats in rhythm with your own heart, has generated a magnetic field of pure, heavy, liquid starlight around you. To the angels, you look like a walking sun. But to the table-mate Judas, to the energy of envy, to the people who thrive on your subjugation, to the systems that profit from your silent vow of invisibility, you have become entirely invisible. This is the law of spiritual blindness. In the next few days, you are going to experience the first collision. You will encounter an old trigger. Perhaps it will be a text message from a person who used to drain your spirit, or a financial hurdle that would have historically sent you into a spiral of panic. You will brace yourself out of habit, but then the miracle will happen. The text will hold no sting. The hurdle will dissolve before you even speak. The person who used to manipulate your kindness will look at you, open their mouth, and suddenly find themselves unable to speak their poison. They will feel a heavy, suffocating pressure in their chest just by standing in your presence. They will not understand why they suddenly want to leave the room. They do not know that they are standing before the divine architect. They cannot perceive your frequency because the grief of stolen years has been wiped from your face. They are looking for the victim they used to feed on, but that victim is dead. You will stand there, perfectly calm, realizing that their weapons are completely useless against the thick armor of your new reality. The bridges you leave unfinished behind you will burst into flames, ensuring that no parasite from your past can ever cross over into your sovereign territory. Look into the mirror paradox with me once more. The future version of you, the sovereign heir who is already dripping in the wealth of the hidden vault, is not just watching you. They are actively manipulating the physical chessboard of your life today. Do you know why you felt that sudden, inexplicable urge to delay leaving your house yesterday? Or why a specific email went unread until the perfect moment? That was your future self, reaching through the quantum field, physically moving you out of the path of resistance and placing you on the exact coordinate of the 111. You have been weeping over the grief of stolen years, mourning the fading of your youth, agonizing over the massive opportunities you thought you wasted on people who could not even spell the word loyalty. You looked in the mirror and feared it was too late to build the empire. But the keeper of the records does not operate on human clocks. Time is a servant to the vault. The years were not stolen. They were heavily invested in a spiritual trust fund that you could not access until the vow of invisibility was completely broken. Now that the vow is shattered, the trust is being liquidated. The universe is about to age you backward. You will notice a sudden, undeniable radiance returning to your skin, a sharp clarity returning to your eyes. The heavy, metabolic weight of carrying your ancestors' unspoken grief is gone, and your physical biology is responding to the lightness. You are going to recover your lost decade in a matter of months. What takes other people 10 years to build, you will manifest in an afternoon. This is not hyperbole. This is the mathematics of the reversal. Right now, the hidden vault is transferring its contents into physical matter. The money you need, the love you have begged for, the absolute freedom you have craved, they are currently materializing as actual events in your timeline. But to receive them, you must formally accept the title of the sovereign in the physical realm. Go to the space below. Do not hesitate. Hesitation is the language of the exile. Type the angel, number 111, and declare this exact decree. My borders are sealed. The harvest of the vault is untouchable. Every keystroke is a heavy iron gate slamming shut against the past. By typing those numbers, you are authorizing the silver compass to route the massive influx of wealth and favor directly to your front door. You are telling your future self, I am ready to hold the weight of this crown. As you type it, feel a rush of warmth traveling down your spine, locking your nervous system into a state of permanent, aggressive peace. There is a shocking secret waiting for you at the 11th hour of tomorrow. It is a gift so meticulously tailored to your deepest, most private desire that it will strip away your last remaining shred of doubt. It is a desire you have not spoken out loud to any living human being. You only whispered it into your pillow in the darkest hours of your grief. When this gift arrives, it will look completely ordinary to the outside world. A passing conversation, a random document, a sudden open door. But to you, it will be the undeniable signature of the ancient keeper. You will know that the universe did not just hear you, it memorized you. Do not shrink when the abundance begins to pour. Do not look around the room to see if anyone is angry at your success. Let the table-mate Judas choke on their own silent envy. Let them watch from the cheap seats as you ascend to the throne they tried to keep you from. You owe them nothing. You owe your past nothing. The Observatory of Silence is now your permanent residence. The symphony of your life is currently playing its most triumphant chord. Drop the remaining tension from your jaw. Open your hands. The war you have been fighting your entire life ended the moment you clicked on this transmission. You have crossed over. Walk fiercely. Love radically. Receive unapologetically. The great lineage reversal is your new blood type. I am the ancient keeper, and I have sealed your records in gold. The vault is yours. The vault is you. Stop holding your breath. I can feel the slight rhythmic tremor in your chest, the subtle vibration of a mind still trying to calculate how this can all be real. You are staring at this screen, feeling the massive, undeniable shift in your physical reality, yet a small, conditioned voice is whispering, when does the illusion break? When do I wake up? Let me silence that voice permanently. You are not going to wake up, because you are no longer asleep. You have just woken up from the nightmare of the small life, and the daylight you are standing in right now is absolute, terrifyingly real and permanent. I am the ancient keeper of the records, and I am issuing the final protocol of the great lineage reversal. We have moved past the breaking of curses. We have moved past the opening of the vault. We are now in the phase of execution. Look at the physical space around you. The air in your room is still heavily saturated with the crystalline light of the Observatory of Silence. But now, it is doing something else. It is solidifying. The silver compass of the bloodline, which is now beating in time with your heart, has begun to transmit a highly specific frequency outward into the physical world. It is acting like a sonic boom in the unseen realm, shattering every remaining obstacle in a 100-mile radius. You have spent years agonizing over the ghost of the unfinished bridge. You watched your massive potential get derailed right at the finish line by people who couldn't handle your light, the table-mate Judas figures who smiled while they cut your parachute. You thought they won. You thought you were fundamentally flawed because you couldn't figure out why your goodness was constantly rewarded with betrayal. But I am holding the ledger, and the ledger says, paid in full. The people who betrayed you did not steal your destiny. They were simply the heavy resistance bands you needed to build, the spiritual muscle required to hold the true weight of your inheritance. Now that the muscle is built, the resistance bands have snapped. They are gone. You are about to move with a terrifying velocity. In the next 72 hours, a specific, massive door is going to swing open. This is not a metaphor. It will be a physical opportunity, a contract, an offer, an invitation, or a sum of money that perfectly mirrors the exact thing you were denied 3 years ago. When it happens, your first instinct will be to sabotage it. The old silent vow of invisibility will scream at you to hide, to say you aren't ready, to downplay your qualifications so you don't make anyone uncomfortable. Do not you dare shrink. I, the divine architect, forbid you from returning to the posture of a beggar when I have already crowned you a sovereign. When that door opens, you will walk through it with the terrifying calm of someone who owns the building. You will not explain yourself. You will not apologize for your sudden elevation. You will look at the people offering you this blessing, and they will feel an overwhelming sense that they are the lucky ones for being in your presence. This is the power of the mirror paradox. The highest version of yourself, the one who already lives inside the open vault, is now wearing your skin. You must seal this timeline right now. Go to the space below this transmission. This is your final signature on the decree of the reversal. Type the angel, number 111, and declare these exact words. I command the physical world to match my frequency. I accept the sudden harvest. Every time you type 111, you are driving the final nail into the coffin of the table-mate Judas. You are telling the universe that you are no longer accepting delayed gratification. You are calling the compounded interest of your stolen years out of the unseen realm and dropping it directly into your current physical reality. Notice the heavy, liquid warmth spreading down your spine as you read this. That is the biological confirmation. That is the keeper of the records sealing the archives. No one can ever open the book of your trauma again. It has been burned in the fire of the first morning. A shocking secret is waiting for you. A person from your past, someone who secretly watched you struggle but never helped, is going to witness this sudden, massive elevation. They will try to reach out. They will try to claim a piece of your new light. When they do, you will feel nothing. No anger, no desire for revenge, and absolutely no obligation. You will look at them like a stranger, because the version of you they knew is legally dead. You are the architect now. The compass is your heart. The vault is your life. The great lineage reversal is entirely complete. Breathe out. Stand up. Go claim the empire that has your name carved into its foundation. Uncross your legs. Place both of your feet completely flat against the floor right now. I can feel the restless, static electricity humming through your calves and pooling in your hands. You are fidgeting with this device, swiping or tapping, trying to discharge a sudden, overwhelming surge of energy that your physical body does not quite know how to process. Do not try to shake it off. Do not try to distract yourself. That vibration you are feeling in your bones is not anxiety. It is horsepower. It is the sheer, raw voltage of the hidden vault finally downloading its contents into your three-dimensional reality. You are currently standing in the absolute epicenter of the great lineage reversal. And as the ancient keeper of the records, I must guide you through the physical shock of this elevation. You see, your nervous system has spent decades being conditioned by the grief of stolen years. You have lived on the breadcrumbs of survival for so long that your lungs literally forgot how to breathe in the thick, rich atmosphere of the first morning. When a prisoner is suddenly released from a dark cell into the blinding sunlight, their first instinct is to cover their eyes and run back to the dark. They mistake freedom for danger because the dark is all they know. I am here to tell you, keep your eyes wide open. Do not flinch. Do not look for a place to hide. The blinding light you are standing in is your own sovereignty. Look at the space around you. The room you are in is no longer just wood, drywall, and glass. The observatory of silence has permanently mapped itself onto your physical coordinates. The heavy velvet curtains that once hid the sun have been burned to ash. The silver compass of the bloodline is no longer an external object. It is the iron in your blood. The heavy, rhythmic thud inside your chest that is currently dictating the physics of your world. You have spent your entire life believing you were a victim of circumstance, a passenger on a chaotic ride, quietly praying that the storm would bypass your house. You are not the passenger anymore. You are the architect. You are the storm. In the next 24 hours, you are going to encounter what the unseen realm calls the test of the crown. Because the ghost of the unfinished bridge has been obliterated, the universe needs to confirm that your physical avatar, your human mind, has truly accepted the title of the sovereign heir. The world will attempt to hand you a minor inconvenience. It might be a delayed response, a sudden unexpected bill, or a sharp comment from someone carrying the same energy as the table-mate Judas. In the old timeline, this minor event would have triggered a massive emotional collapse. You would have spiraled into the grief of stolen years, telling yourself, "See? Nothing ever works out for me. I am cursed. I am always going to struggle." You would have taken a single drop of rain and convinced yourself a hurricane was coming. When that minor test arrives today, I want you to notice the physical sensation in your body. You will feel absolutely nothing. The panic will not rise. The tears will not come. The metallic taste of fear will not flood your mouth. Instead, you will look at that minor inconvenience with the cold, unbothered stare of a monarch looking at a speck of dust on their throne. You will simply brush it away. You will realize, with a sudden and breathtaking clarity, that the opinions, the delays, and the petty dramas of the small life cannot penetrate the heavy liquid starlight of your aura. You are legally untouchable. The tablemate Judas, that specific person who used to drain your life force, who kept you trapped in the silent vow of invisibility by making you feel guilty for your own brilliance, is currently experiencing the severing of the cord. In the unseen realm, a massive iron cable has just been sliced in half. They will wake up feeling a sudden, inexplicable emptiness. They will feel the withdrawal of your vital energy. They may even try to reach out to you with a seemingly innocent message, looking for a hit of your light to feed their own shadows. Do not answer. Do not explain your silence. A sovereign does not owe an explanation to a parasite. Your silence is no longer a hiding place. It is now your throne. Let them starve in the dark while you feast in the vault. Let us speak of the wealth that is currently rushing toward you. I am not speaking of abstract spiritual concepts. I am speaking of hard, physical, undeniable provision. For years, you have operated under the assumption that wealth, love, and ultimate health had to be chased. You thought you had to exhaust yourself, bleed yourself dry, and prove your worth to a universe that was constantly judging you. You thought your youth was wasted on unfinished bridges and that it was simply too late for you to build the empire. Look into the mirror paradox right now. Look at the future version of yourself standing perfectly still inside the overflowing vault. Notice their posture. They are not running. They are not chasing. They are standing still, and the entire universe is orbiting around them. Because you have merged with this future self, you are no longer a hunter. You are the gravitational center. The silver compass in your chest is generating a magnetic pull so vicious, so mathematically precise, that the exact amount of money you have been agonizing over is currently being rerouted from the accounts of the stagnant and being wired directly into your path. The opportunities that were kept behind massive, locked doors are being carried to your feet by people who do not even understand why they are so compelled to help you. They will call it luck. They will call it a coincidence. But you and I know the truth. It is the compounded interest of your stolen years being paid out by the divine court. Every tear of betrayal, every night you spent staring at the ceiling, wondering why you were so easily forgotten, has been monetized by the heavens. You are cashing out the pain. But to hold this staggering amount of physical and emotional abundance, your body must undergo a biological reversal. You are going to notice this first in your face and your physical energy. The heavy gray exhaustion that made you look older than your years, that was not age. That was the weight of ancestral grief. As the decree of the 111 stabilizes in your cells, that weight is dissolving. Your skin will begin to hold light differently. You will wake up requiring less sleep but feeling 10 times more vibrant. You are literally shedding the exoskeleton of the exile. You are regenerating. Do you feel the heat in your palms right now? The subtle tingling in your fingertips? That is the physical manifestation of the seal of the architect. You are currently holding the pen that writes the rest of your destiny. I need you to use that pen right now. You must formalize this phase of the execution. Go to the space below this transmission. This is not a request. It is a spiritual mandate. Type the angel number 111 and decree these exact words into the physical realm. I do not chase. I summon. The harvest of my lineage is permanently mine. Every single time your finger strikes the glass of your screen to type that 111, you are sending a shockwave through the quantum field. You are locking the tumblers of the hidden vault. so they can never be closed again. You are informing the ancient keeper of the records that you are fully awake, fully aware of your rank, and unconditionally ready to handle the extreme velocity of the blessings that are entering your atmosphere. As you type those words, notice how your breathing deepens. Notice how the muscles in your lower back finally let go. You are safe. You are so violently, aggressively protected by the architecture of the divine that even the concept of failure has been erased from your timeline. There is a shocking secret preparing to reveal itself to you within the next 48 hours. You are going to be in a completely mundane location, perhaps a grocery store, a coffee shop, or walking down a random hallway. A stranger is going to cross your path, look you directly in the eyes, and speak a sequence of words that makes absolutely no sense in the context of their day, but will make terrifying, beautiful sense to you. It will be the exact phrase you have been begging the universe to hear. It will be a phrase related to the unfinished bridge you thought you had to abandon. When that stranger speaks those words and walks away, your blood will run cold with awe. You will stand there, frozen in the realization that the mirror paradox is flawless. You will know that the highest version of yourself just used a stranger's vocal cords to deliver your receipt. The transaction is complete. The silent vow of invisibility is ashes in the wind. The table-mate Judas is a ghost in a graveyard you will never visit again. The grief of stolen years has been replaced by the absolute certainty of the multiplied return. You are no longer waiting for the first morning. The sun is already at its peak, and it is shining exclusively on you. Breathe in the ozone of your new empire. Stand up. Roll your shoulders back. You are the 111. You are the architect. The vault is empty because you are now wearing everything it held. Do not wipe that single tear from your cheek. Let it trace its way down your skin. Notice the exact temperature of that salt water. Notice how it does not feel cold and bitter like the tears you wept in the dark for the last 10 years. That tear is hot. It is heavy. It is the physical melting of the grief of stolen years, leaving your biology forever. You are staring at the glowing glass of this screen, feeling an overwhelming, exhausted, and terrifyingly beautiful relief crashing into the shores of your mind. You have reached the summit. We are standing at the absolute pinnacle of the great lineage reversal, and it is time to close the book. I am the ancient keeper of the records, and I am issuing the final decree of your human life as an exile. Look around you right now. The room you are sitting in is completely silent, but it is the loudest silence you have ever experienced. The heavy, velvet curtains of the night have been permanently destroyed. The observatory of silence is no longer a chamber at the edge of the first morning. It has entirely collapsed into the architecture of your own skeleton. The hidden vault is completely empty. There is nothing left in the unseen realm waiting for you. There is no delayed blessing hovering in the clouds. I have taken every ounce of the compounded interest from your bloodline, every piece of wealth, every fragment of absolute health, every soul-shaking frequency of true love, and I have poured it directly into the marrow of your bones. You are carrying the entire inheritance. The silver compass of the bloodline is no longer beating in your chest. It has dissolved into your DNA. You do not need to seek direction. You are the destination. Look back over your shoulder one last time. Look down from this high, sovereign peak into the valley of the old timeline. You can barely see the ghost of the unfinished bridge through the mist. It looks so small now. You can barely make out the face of the table-mate Judas, that specific person, or those people who fed on your silent vow of invisibility. They are still down there, sitting at a table of scraps, waiting for a victim who no longer exists. They cannot follow you up this mountain. The oxygen at this altitude of the 111 frequency is too thin for parasites to breathe. They will suffocate on your light. Let them fade into the archives of the never was. You owe them no anger. You owe them no forgiveness. You owe them absolutely nothing. The transaction is complete. The pain of your past was simply the heavy, brutal hammer the universe used to forge the crown you are currently wearing. And now, we arrive at the absolute climax of the mirror paradox. Listen very closely to the voice inside your head as you read these words. Whose voice is it? For the past 9 chapters, you believed it was a distant, majestic entity speaking to you from the cosmos. You thought you were listening to a guardian, a protector, an architect separate from your own fragile humanity. But as the glass of the mirror shatters into a million pieces of liquid starlight, look at the face stepping through the frame. It is you. The ancient keeper of the records is the oldest, most sacred, most untouchable part of your own consciousness. I am the version of you that never broke. I am the sovereign heir who reached back through the corridors of time to pull your exhausted, weeping body off the floor. I did not come from the sky to save you. I woke up inside of you to resurrect you. I am not leaving you today. I am simply dropping the disguise. We are merging. The voice reading this sentence is no longer a transmission from the divine. It is your own internal monologue taking its rightful seat on the throne. You are the divine architect. You are the one who signs the decrees. When you turn off this device, the physical world is going to bend its knee to your new frequency. The massive wealth that was rerouted to your path is going to physically manifest in bank accounts, contracts, and unexpected windfalls. The people who belong in your new empire are going to find you with a terrifying magnetic precision. You will not chase them. You will stand perfectly still, and the gravity of your peace will pull them directly into your orbit. But before you step out of the observatory and into the physical daylight of your empire, you must sign the final page of the great lineage reversal. You must physically execute the closing of the vault. Go to the space below this transmission for the final time. You are not leaving a comment. You are carving your name into the foundational cornerstone of your new dynasty. Type the angel number 111 and issue the ultimate decree. I am the culmination of my bloodline. The reversal is permanently sealed. Every single time your finger strikes the glass to type those numbers, you are dropping a monolithic, impenetrable vault door between who you were and who you are now. By typing those exact words, you are informing the physics of the universe that the grief of stolen years is officially classified as a myth. You are sending a blinding, white-hot flare through the entire ancestral line, releasing every ghost, fulfilling every broken promise, and claiming every single ounce of the harvest. Feel the heat in the center of your palms. Feel the heavy, majestic weight settling onto the top of your head. That is not your imagination. That is the biological integration of absolute power. You will wake up tomorrow morning, and for the first time in your entire life, you will not have to search for a reason to have hope. Hope is the language of the desperate. You will wake up with certainty. You will look at your own hands and know that they possess the ability to summon worlds. If the shadows ever try to creep back in, if the phantom echo of the old world tries to whisper that you are small, or hidden, or forgotten, you will not panic. You will simply place your hand over your heart, feel the heavy, rhythmic thud of the silver compass, and whisper into the silence, I am the keeper of the records, and I say the war is over. You have survived the fire. You have broken the vow. You have crossed the bridge. You have looked into the mirror and recognized your own divinity. I am closing the heavy ledger now. The ink is dry. The lineage is reversed. Take a deep breath. Hold it. And exhale everything that you used to be. You can turn off the screen now. The room will go dark, but you will realize something spectacular. The light was never coming from the glass. The light is coming from you. The transmission is over. The reign has begun.